and he was the person to break the news about the killer being caught. And so this is what he had to say.
Yesterday, you were at the 9/11 memorial. We were all watching that. And J.D. Vance was supposed to be with you. He went out to be with Charlie Kirk's family and to get the body back to his hometown in Arizona. And you said you were going to award him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which was very nice of you. Any updates on this suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued and we all don't get sued and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody. Okay? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. You know, getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant that was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
Mr. President,
he's in custody.
Your suspicion was that he was radical left, and now you have more information. What can you share with us about his ideology?
Yeah, Lawrence, let me just, and by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job. What's going on?
Job. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I said you were going to do well. But yeah.
God forbid Trump actually compliments the black guy, right? Oh no, he's racist. Oh no, he was racist, and so he never complimented any black people on the platform. So Lawrence is just one guy, and the only reason that Trump complimented him is because he's on Fox News. Oh my God, oh Lord, no. Trump is racist. He complimented Lawrence because he's been doing such a good job. He's been doing such a good job. I can't believe that Trump actually complimented Tyler. Oh my God.
I think that I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned him, you know, they said, whoa, it's interesting. Where we had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the.
All right, let me acknowledge somebody in the chat real quick. Lee Hub says, I voted for Trump, and he does have white supremacist sympathies. Y'all got to start retiring some of these phrases, bro. We just got to go ahead and wrap it up. Let's retire white supremacy. Let's retire the phrase, bro. It's so every year we get a group of phrases that's probably the most overused. I vote retire the whole phrase white supremacy because it is overused. And so many people keep using these talking points and these rhetorics. I don't even know what white supremacy's sympathies mean. Come on, man. Come on. And just because you want to qualify it by saying that you voted for him, no, you voted for your own best interests. Let's be clear. You didn't vote for Trump. You voted for yourself. Trump just so happens to be the person that was best for you. Y'all got to stop, bro. Y'all got to stop. Stop using these same words over and over and over again. Y'all don't even know why y'all saying some of the stuff y'all saying. Y'all been so programmed by the left to say certain things. Y'all just say anything. Literally, you will say anything. White supremacist sympathies. Like, come on, fam. Really? Seriously?
The crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him. And essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way. And the person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And brought him to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but you know, I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in. As I'm walking in, they said, looking real good. They have the person that they wanted. So you have breaking news, don't you? Huh?
Thank
you
you.
always have breaking news, Ainsley.
Right.
Sean's going to be very disappointed that we're not doing it on his show.
He'll be
Let me also give Trump some credit because I got some thoughts on this before we deep dive into the actual killer himself. But I got some thoughts on this. I want to give Trump credit for the fact that he's visible. Bro, Trump has been more visible in less than a year than Biden was his entire presidency. Trump is so visible that he went golfing for 2 to 3 days and everybody was thinking that he was dead. He's so engaged, he's so engulfed, he's so involved, he's so participatory in what is happening in the United States of America that when he was gone for 2 to 3 days, people start saying that he was dead. You got to give him some credit. You got to say he in tune, that he is absolutely in the know, and he is more visible than any president that we've ever seen in our lifetime.
very thankful. And
Anybody know what happened to Biden? Why y'all not checking to see what happened to Biden? I seen Bill Clinton walking around with a defibrillator.
appreciative of the
I
police
think so.
officers that got this
I
guy.
think they did a great job. Everybody worked together. Pam Bondi is incredible, by the way. People don't know what a star she is. She's incredible. And it all worked out.
Could I ask you just some clarification? So a pastor was able to turn him in, or they got the family of the shooter to turn them in?
Well, it was a minister, and the minister went to a minister who was involved with law enforcement, by the way. And his good friend is a top U.S. Marshal. And they took it from there. And then it was a father got involved, namely his father, and said, we got to go in. And they, so I understand it. And again, subject to change. But, you know, the facts are the facts. We have the person that we think is the person we're looking for. But they drove into the police headquarters, and he's there now.
Did the father know about what the son had done?
You want me to tell you why the father turned him in? Why I believe that the father turned him in is because if the father didn't turn him in once they realized that it was a son, and I do think that we need to do a strong evaluation on the parents, because I always believe, well, the kid was grown, but I still think that in this situation, you need to do an evaluation on the parents. You want to know why the father turned him in? Because that boy was going down. They had already identified who he was, and the father was like, "You're not taking me down with you. You're not taking," because if the father wasn't the one that walked him in, they would have been trying to charge the parents. I'm telling you, if the father was not the one to turn him in, they would have been charging parents. And they like, nope, you're not about to make me an accessory. You're not about to have me harboring a fugitive. You're not have me doing none of that. Father was like, hey, here we go. Because listen, you done, son. You done. You done. That's why I believe that the father probably turned him in.
I don't know. I'm going to let you get all those questions later, because I can't tell you how accurate. The bottom line is.
So they caught the dude, right? They caught the guy. His name is Tyler Robinson. Okay. This is what he looks like. Let me share my screen with y'all. This is what he looks like. His name is Tyler Robinson. Got him also at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Tyler Robinson, 22 years old. They say that somebody very close to him, I'm guessing that it was his father, turned him in. Here's another picture of him. Another radicalized 22-year-old. We might have to, you know what, honestly, we might have to start getting stricter on these colleges and not letting them have so much freedom, because it seems like that is the place that they get indoctrinated, and then they change their perspective, and that's the age that they start to go down. 22 years old. 22 years old. 22 years old student indoctrinated. He wrote on bullets, and this is how you know that it's always propaganda from the left. He wrote on bullets found at the scene. If you read this, you are gay, LMAO, hey fascist, catch. Tyler was turned in by family members who said he was full of hate. And he confessed to his dad that he was the killer. So that's who he is. That's who he is. An evil white boy. An evil white boy indoctrinated with negative rhetoric. And the people that probably is spilling all of this, because look, he's using the same words. Think about it, y'all. He's using the same words that extreme left people use. He's using the same words. That's why I say y'all got to retire some of these statements. When y'all be hearing all of these liberals say stuff, hey, fascists. When y'all hear these people use these same words, it's the same words that you hear from politicians. It's the same words that you start to see people use as lingo when they say stuff like fascist or authoritarianism and all of this stuff. All of that stuff is just indoctrination from the left. And I told y'all that the left is killers. They are killers. They are straight up killers. Every day they program you with their words. Every day they program you with their words. Chris Campbell says, I am dumb and ignorant, trying to equate this to liberal mindset. He's using the exact same phrases that liberals use. He's up, but you failed to say he was upset that Charlie was spreading hate. So what? You don't like what somebody else says. That means that you go and kill them? Is that what you do? That's the same thing they do in the hood. Let me tell you the only difference between what happened here and what happened in the hood. The only difference is that they snitched on the person that was close to them. They don't snitch like that in the hood. Y'all hold y'all killers dear to y'all heart. Oh no, free that guy, free the boys.